Hey gang, Ryan Cozy at the Chapel. Hope and pray that everybody's doing well. I just wanted to give a brief update in regard to Renovation Network. A couple things that are upcoming over the next few weeks. First off, I just want to say I have the opportunity in the next couple of weeks to head to New York City and to connect with my good friend Jim Hines, who is helping out with renovation thinking in the context of Apostles Church, J.R. Vassar and his team in New York City. Just have been so excited over the last few months to see the partnership emerge where Jim being brought on staff at that church. It's just given us an opportunity to begin to have dialogue and to partner with what I believe is a very important church for New York City. And so I just ask for your prayers as I begin to connect with Jim in the city and just get honestly, it's going to be the first time that I've been there to see him in the context of working at Apostles. And so I'm very excited to do that. And just thankful he's a great friend, and not only just a good friend in ministry, but a good friend in general. So just pray for Apostles Church and some of the developments that God has been allowing to have happen in New York City. Obviously a world city right in our backyard. And so I'm looking forward to that opportunity. Another thing that I think is kind of cool, there's an initiative going on. As many of you know, that we're called the Chapel here in Buffalo, and one of the churches that we've been beginning to partner much more closely with is the Chapel, and that's located in the greater Chicagoland area in the northern suburbs. And it looks like there's an opportunity through some connection and some relationships with Dwight Smith and some of the connections that I've established in the Northeast Ohio area, where I believe at the end of this month, the Chapel from Chicago, the Chapel from Buffalo, they're going to meet in Cleveland in the Akron area to meet with the Chapel of Akron and to begin to envision them toward the idea of every man, woman, and child. And so I would just ask that you would pray for that meeting time. For those of you familiar with the Northeast Ohio area, the Chapel in Akron is a big church, and it's a church that has the ability to cast some pretty significant influence. And so I just ask that you would just pray for that time. I'm very excited for it, and we're looking forward to see what happens in that context. Tomorrow, I'll be headed out to Austin, Texas, again I mentioned this last week, but to connect with a church out in that area, Hill Country Bible Church. Tim Hawks, who's been a friend of Renovation Network for the last few years. He's really endeavoring to reach every man, woman, and child with repeated opportunities for the gospel in the Austin context. And they've done a great job for anybody who is connected in some capacity to Hill Country. You may know that in their wheelhouse is church planting. They are serious about it, and I'm looking forward to connecting with those guys tomorrow. And we'll be meeting up with some of our renovation partners, but also the Christ Together guys from Chicago will be down there. And we're just looking forward to that opportunity to talk Greater Body Partnership on multiple different levels in that context. Finally, a couple more announcements, and I'll finish up with that. The Rock in Cleveland is endeavoring to start Renovation 101 in their small group infrastructure. And so this is, in our context, Reno 101, some of those more blue-collar, perhaps behind-the-times contexts, as some people have referred to them before, places that I love dearly. Reno 101 has really been a helpful thing for us in our small group context, and they're endeavoring to participate in doing that in their small group context as well. And so just pray for the Rock as they begin to take their leadership through that context and start to think about things contextually, geographically first when it comes to every man, woman, and child, and what are the implications of that. A final note is in the Philadelphia area, coming up in the next couple of weeks, Dolph Lario is going to be connecting with Jamie Wamsley, Dan Warehouser from the Go Project in Gurnee, and some of our renovation communities in Philadelphia are going to sit down and just listen to the representatives of the Go Project. And Dolph has been given the reign, if you will, the freedom within a couple of these renovation communities to say, look, this is where we're going. We've been meeting, we've been dialoguing about the renovation material for a couple of years in some cases. And this, I believe, is a great opportunity for us to live with that sort of intentionality for our geography. And so I just ask that you would be praying for those folks in the Philadelphia area as well. Last note is there's a church called Sojourn. It's in the Boise, Idaho area. It's a connection through Dwight Smith and the CNMA. But they have endeavored to go through their spiritual formation and missional behavior survey, and I'm helping them do that, looking over some of their data as well. And so just ask that you'd be praying for them. God bless you, gang. Have a wonderful week. I look forward to connecting with you all soon.